just more customers in the door, more eyeballs, more traffic. We always put together like an influencer campaign and basically get a bunch of destination influencers to come out, collaborate with the brand, get paid. So basically they put their products in the influencers' hands, and then everybody wins.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode. Guys, we got a friend of mine that I've had for a very long time, one of the best in the travel hacking space, and a former breakdancer, Zach Benson. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. You flew from South Korea.
Dude, yeah. Just arrived last night. It was like 20 hours.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
But you probably hacked your way into first class.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Paid like, I think $100.
That's it?
Yeah.
Damn. You're a beast, man.
Yeah.
And you travel 200 nights a year?
About 200 nights a year in hotels.
That is crazy. And you've done that for 10 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude. And you're still not out of places to visit?
I've been to 106 countries now, so a lot of I like to go back to the same countries and like dig deep and really get to know the culture and the people. So
nice.
Yeah, but hopefully some more as well.
Yeah,
like 200 nations.
Give me top 5 favorite and give me some least favorites also country wise.
Yeah, Maldives, Dubai, Switzerland, New Zealand, Mexico because I speak Spanish.
Okay.
You know, I don't really like. I think. Kind of like the islands, like Bahamas. And,
overrated, right?
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm more like outdoorsy and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like the islands, it's good for maybe a couple days.
Yeah.
But to stay for weeks, it's like they call it island fever, right?
Right. Yeah,
you get
exactly.
bored.
I mean, Maldives is fun. Don't get me wrong. Like I stayed at the Suniva Johnny. It's like $50,000 a night.
Jeez.
4-bedroom villa, super slide, retractable roof, the click of a button.
Yeah.
I mean, that was fun. Stayed next to like Will Smith and some princes from Saudi Arabia.
Crazy.
So that was cool.
You got to meet Will?
Yeah, I mean, he was just my neighbor. So I said, hey, and then went down the slide in the morning. I was like, this is how I wake up in the morning.
That is nuts,
that
dude.
Sick.
What about food-wise? Which countries had really good food?
Food-wise, I mean, I'm really, I'm Korean. I was born there, so I love Korean food, Mexican food, Japanese. Like those are my top 3. But dude, so many good foods all over the world.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
And walk me through how this all started, right? Because you are pulling this off for free or super cheap. So how can people get more interested in that type of business,
Yeah, so before like traveling and all that stuff, I was a breakdancer, so did that for many years, and that's when I caught the travel bug. And when I was a breakdancer, I mean, I didn't have as much money as I did now, so I couldn't afford to pay for those hotels. So I figured out a way to like travel hack it, and I got the studios to pay for it, and then I grew my Instagram following, and I started negotiating deals with hotels and tourism boards to get me to fly out. So essentially, I mean, that's still like what we do today. I mean, we have a huge network on social media and a lot of hotel pages and, travel pages. And so basically in exchange for posts, I mean, we get free flights on private jets and stay at, hotels that are $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a night.
Jeez.
In exchange for promotion on our pages.
Right.
So that's how it works.
And it's a win-win because you're bringing them potential clients. They're getting exposure. They're getting eyeballs.
Yeah, that's what they want, right? It's just more customers in the door, more eyeballs, more traffic, more content. And so we always put together like an influencer campaign and basically get a bunch of destination influencers to come out, collaborate with the brand, get paid. So basically they put their products in the influencers' hands, and then everybody wins, right? Like free trips, free airfare, free hotel, food board for the influencers, free placement for the sponsor, the brand. And so that's what we've been doing.
Dude, sign me up on the next one. I'm in. I want to start traveling more because I've been to like maybe 15, 20 countries, but I want to go to 100. It's a goal of mine.
Yeah, dude. I just did Antarctica like 2 years ago.
That's sick.
With like Jimmy Buffett. Rest in peace. I mean,
wow.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Legendary.
His hoodie, his swag. But he went with all of his crew. And
what was that like?
It was crazy, man. It was a bunch of like 50, 60, 70-year-olds, parrot heads, what he calls them, just partying, drinking, having fun in Antarctica.
Yeah.
did a polar plunge, jumped in the water. That was cool.
Damn. All right, guys, shout out to today's sponsor, Babbel. 1 in 5 Americans have learn a new language on their bucket list. If that's you, make 2024 the year you finally check it off the list. Don't pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors anymore or waste hours on other apps that don't really help you speak the language. Babbel has quick 10-minute lessons that are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. It's designed by real people for real conversations. Babbel has really helped me lock in Spanish. My fiance's family is all Latina, and now I'm able to communicate with her family members, and it's awesome. Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and others continue to prove that Babbel is better. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. They have over 16 million subscriptions sold, plus all of their 14 award-winning language courses are backed by their 20-day money-back guarantee. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/social hour. That's babbel.com/social hour, spelled BABBEL.com/social hour. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Damn, that sounds cold. How long did you last in the water?
It was like 30 seconds in and out.
There were penguins there?
Yeah, penguins, beautiful. Some of the most beautiful, clear like water and snow I've ever seen.
So cool. I love seeing animals in their natural element.
Yeah.
Like zoos are okay. Like I'll go to zoos, but when I see animals in their natural habitat, it feels really peaceful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Feels
That's
like
what
you're in
life's
touch with
about.
nature. I'm really big into nature actually, because I feel like people our age are so addicted to their tech, their phones and computers and video games that they don't get out in nature anymore.
It's nice to unplug and just simply be present in the moment and just simply be and see how animals like just live life, man. It's
Absolutely. Cool. You got any pets?
No, I used to have cats and stuff, but
You're a cat guy?
Yeah. Travel too much now, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I don't even know how you're dating with your travel lifestyle.
Man.
Do you bring her everywhere?
Well, not everywhere, but when she has vacation, we try to travel together.
Yeah.
And I spend a lot of time now in Korea, so
Nice.
yeah.
I thought you lived in the States. Did you move to Korea?
Yeah, I actually moved 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I still come back and forth and still travel a lot, so like around 200 nights a year in hotels. But yeah, Korea is like, I guess, my main base now.
So you like it more in Korea than the US?
Dude, yeah, like food delivery service. Like, I mean, just like the food, it's another level out there. And
I gotta
Korea,
try it,
Japan.
man. I go to Korean barbecue out here, but that's probably nothing compared to that Korea.
Kind of weak. It's weak here, man.
It's weak?
It's another level out there, right?
Damn.
It's like, I mean, even like the sushi and the A5 and Wagyu and all that stuff, like Kobe beef and the Kansai region in Japan.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah, the sushi's pretty weak in Vegas because we don't have any water near us.
Yeah.
We're in a desert.
You can get some good stuff.
If you pay a lot, yeah. If you go to like Mizumi on the strip or something.
But just for, price, quality, better over there.
Yeah, I feel that. You also get a lot of free press. I want to talk about that because people think you need to pay to get it. So how are you able to pull it off for free?
It's always like creating a win-win, right? Figuring out what people's biggest challenges are, what they need, what they really, really want, and figuring out a way to get them that. So a lot of the times, like how I've gotten some of my free press and Forbes articles, like in the past, was like we did an exchange, like a barter, because I think all entrepreneurs are smart with their time and money, and of course we can pay for things, and I'm happy to pay. But when you can think of a creative win-win, where it's like, hey, I can help you with this, you can help me with that. That's kind of how I've gotten a lot of my press and my foot in the door with a lot of these big celebrities and getting them as clients, because a lot of people, they've been burned, screwed over. They've had bad experiences. So I'm like, hey, well, let me try this. Let me do it for free. If you like it, pay me.
Love it. Good old bartering, man. It's a lost art, but it's something I try to do all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see you doing it in Vegas sometimes too. Right?
Yeah.
Working and collaborating with different restaurants.
Sometimes hotels, sometimes studios. If I'm in LA and I need a studio, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are wondering like, okay, like, Sean, Zach, you guys have, millions of followers, like all these pages and stuff. Like, how can you do it? How can I do it? So before like all of my like millions of followers and stuff and big pages, like I basically created a network. So I reached out to a bunch of travel pages and foodie pages, and I was like, hey, how much do you charge for a post? And they're like $25, story post, or $50 for a timeline made feed post.
Yeah.
And so I started to, create a spreadsheet of all these different accounts. And then I reached out to hotels, and even though I didn't have millions of followers, I was like, collectively, me and my friends
Right.
have like
Smart.
5 million followers.
So smart.
So in exchange for, 5 nights in your best available suite, breakfast, lunch, and dinner would be nice. Alcoholic beverages would be nice.
Yeah.
We can do posts and, on these pages.
That's so smart.
And so that's kind of how I did it. Paid like a couple $100 for like $100,000 trip to the Maldives when I didn't have a lot of followers, and
100x or what? 1000x ROI on that?
back then. Yeah.
Crazy.
And then when you're there, you meet people.
Oh yeah, the
do
networking.
business.
I mean, because you're only staying at 5-star spots, so you're meeting people in the lobby, at the gym.
Not everyone can afford, like staying at $3,000 or $50,000 a night hotel. So
Yeah,
when you meet people there, it's like really
it's
interesting.
huge. I actually don't cheap out on hotels anymore because I used to just cheap out, get 3 stars, maybe 4-star hotels,
Yeah.
and now I only get 4 or 5 just because like the networking.
Yeah. So many people you can meet in the lobby and, or at the restaurants, bar,
Yeah,
lounge.
yeah, it just looks better, especially if you're scheduling meetings. If you're in a good hotel lobby,
Yeah. It's always more professional.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there's some cheap ones in Vegas, dude. I remember the first time I came here, I stayed at the Luxor.
Yeah.
I was broke though.
Yeah.
It was for 10x GrowthCon.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like $20 a night. And it was ratchet, dude. But you got to start somewhere.
They have all these deals in Vegas because they want to get people to gamble.
Yeah.
So that's
Do you
why.
gamble?
Not really. Used to play roulette, but
Yeah.
not much.
You don't have the baccarat. All those Asians play baccarat.
Oh man, I'm too white. I grew up in this place called Iowa, man. Can't really do it over there.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, some people, they can do it well. Respect,
Yeah. What was that like growing up in Iowa? I don't meet too many people from there.
bro. So I was born in Korea, adopted, grew up in Iowa. A lot of white people, man. It's too small for me.
Yeah.
But I looking back, I think it was actually good for me. It's what I needed growing up. Because I think I would have totally been a totally different person if I grew up in some like big city like New York or LA.
Really?
It's just, the types of people you surround yourself with were, Midwest people, pretty chill, friendly.
They're like
Easy
just
going.
so lax. It's like a West Coast mentality, right? They don't care about work too much. They just get by and have fun with just hanging out with friends and family.
Yeah, man. So it's always going to be home. But then I was like, it's too small. Got to get out, travel the world.
Is that when you got into breakdancing? Was it in Iowa?
Yeah, this kid I went to school with gave me a DVD, How to Break Dance by Mike Garcia. Fell in love with it, started practicing and working and made a dance crew and started competing, battling all over the Midwest, Chicago, big cities, New York. And then I was on So You Think You Can Dance. Like I participated as like round 4 finalist.
Legendary.
That was cool.
Did you
made
win?
top 100.
Wow.
Made it pretty far. Didn't win.
Okay.
But
Top 100 is really good though, because there was
out of 5 cities, thousands of people.
tens of thousands probably,
Yeah.
right?
So it was
How do they judge those competitions?
So the first 2 rounds you don't really see on TV. You just see people do their solo,
Yeah.
like practice piece with their music. But the first 2 rounds are totally freestyle rounds where they play a random piece of music, a song, and they're like, just dance for your life. And so you have to basically dance for like a minute.
Wow.
And
That's a lot of pressure.
yeah. And then you have to stand out from the thousands of people that are auditioning with you. You have to show them something original and something that they've never seen before to make it. And so I did this I like animals, so I did this frog hop, like frog impersonation. And that's how I entered like on the floor, and they thought it was pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Remember the worm growing up?
Yeah, dude.
I used to do that
Yes.
one. I had the skinny body to do that one.
Dang.
That was a classic. Could you hang off the side of the street pole?
Actually couldn't do that, but I could balance on like one arm
Okay.
on a like parking meter.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
Yeah, so I had more like, this core strength that way.
Wow.
But I was more of a style head, so I could do some poses and freezes, but a lot of it was like footwork
Okay.
and intricate like footwork and movements and steps.
How crazy was the money in breakdancing in the peak?
I made $1,000 an hour at my peak.
Damn.
Taught 3 age groups, 5 to 8, 9 to 12, 13 plus.
Yeah.
2 hours each. Charged like $40 a head per person. Gave 5 to 10 to the studio. 10 student minimum, and normally there's like 30, 40 people sometimes.
That's impressive, man. Because it really had a big run, right?
Yeah,
when you were growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't really catch it. I think I was too young.
Yeah. And I grew up around Iowa, so not a lot of people did it.
Yeah.
So I started in my backyard.
Wow.
And all these mom and pop studios in Iowa and Nebraska, and then spread out. But
That's super cool.
pretty cool, profitable.
And then from there, you got into the travel hacking stuff.
Yeah, travel hacking, social media.
And is that still the
marketing.
main business right now?
That's what I'm doing is mainly we have a growth agency, Sistergram, so growing people's social media accounts and working with brands and
That's how I met you, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember how we met?
Dude, I was speaking at a big real estate conference
Yeah.
with like Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone. I was like the small dog,
Yeah.
and you were in the crowd, right?
Yep. Dude, I'll tell the story because
Yeah,
it's
tell the
actually
story.
legendary and it's hilarious. So you were speaking at a Tony Robbins conference in New Jersey, where I grew up.
Ah, yes.
And it was one of the side talks. I think it was like how to grow followers on Instagram.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, I'm interested in that. At the time, I had a good amount. And I get to the room, it's packed. There's like 200 people. And you're like, all right, guys, raise your hand if you think you have the most followers here.
Yes.
And I'm like, yo, I'm down. Like, I think I got a good amount.
Yeah.
And then, all right, put your hand down if it's under 10K. So like a few people put their hand down. And then it gets to the point where it's like, if you're under 100K, put your hand down. So now there's just me and one other guy.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, we go at it. And I ended up having the most. And then you guys gave me $100.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we met.
That.
Dude. Yeah. Legendary.
Dude, that's crazy.
So crazy looking back at that. The fact that you even were speaking there is impressive, man.
Yeah.
Tony
man.
Robbins event.
Yeah. Tony Robbins, Sylvester Stallone was there, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone.
Your
bunch of-
network is great.
Yeah, man. I mean, you too. Like it's crazy. Like all the things you've done and the network that you've built, the community, man. It's insane.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from you just networking tips on getting speaking gigs and just like getting on people's good side as well.
Yeah, I think I've made friends with a lot of like event hosts and mastermind founders, and again, it's figuring out like their biggest need and want, and helping them and giving freely with no strings attached. I'm just like, hey, I'll help you with this, or I can do this, or I connect the dots for them.
Right.
And it's pretty easy for me, or it costs me very little money a lot of the times. And I think a lot of people just love that, being loved and respected.
Yeah.
And so it's breath of fresh air. They're like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Instead of you asking, you're giving them stuff.
Yeah. And then they're like, they remembered that. And then they're like, do you want to come and speak? And
Yeah.
that's how I got a lot of my speaking gigs back in the day.
And also your service is really unique and really
Yeah.
valuable, right? So you can help people grow on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can help them save money on traveling.
Right.
Not many people can do either one of those things.
Yes.
So I think people gravitate towards that.
Yeah. And now, it's all platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter. I mean, all those platforms, like especially LinkedIn is going crazy right now.
Really? Talk to me about that because I don't even use LinkedIn.
Dude, I mean, now it's like we live in a tech like AI world. And so a lot of people are like focused on LinkedIn a little bit more now and just organic, semi-organic growth opportunities. Like you remember the Instagram days,
Yeah.
the engagement groups. Essentially, it's the same thing. LinkedIn engagement groups.
Got it.
But when you get a like from like, let's say, Sean's account, 10 million followers or so, like, or account that has 1 million followers or even 100,000 followers, it hits different. And so when you get a handful of those accounts to like and comment on your posts
On LinkedIn.
Shortly after you post, it creates a viral effect.
Wow.
And we're growing people's, like some people, depends on the content, but a few thousand to 5,000-10,000 followers a month.
Holy crap. Yeah, LinkedIn's definitely slept on. The one thing I will say is it gets a lot of spam in the messages.
Lots
It's
of
like
spam.
pisses me off so much.
I know, man.
They need to fix that. But other than that, it's definitely like, I look at it when I go to work with someone, like I look at their LinkedIn because it shows their work experience, their bio and mutual connections. So it's pretty useful, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure.
It's different than like showcasing your clips. It's more of like a professional platform.
Yeah. It's good to tap into both.
Yeah. I think if you're dealing with a lot of older clients, LinkedIn is a good platform to have.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like consulting for equity deals and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because the average person on LinkedIn is like, 100K in salary at least.
Really? Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's probably a lot lower on Instagram.
Yeah.
A lot of just high schoolers and college kids on there, you know?
Yeah.
It's a different audience.
Yeah.
Which platform do you like the most right now?
Yeah, I mean, of course, IG.
Yeah, it's always been the bread and butter for me too.
Yeah.
Just for outreach, at least.
Yeah. It's just as like a connection tool, outreach and that sort of thing. It's the most valuable, I think.
I think so too. I think it's your resume these days.
Yeah.
When someone wants to work for me, I look at their IG. I actually don't look at their resume. I think it's useless because you could just lie on it.
True.
You know what I mean? But on your IG, I mean, yeah, you can highlight the certain wins and stuff, but you get a good feel for the person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What are you investing in right now?
I mean, I've been investing in crypto, commercial real estate now, that sort of thing.
Nice.
And then not investing so much in companies, but using my services and my network to take equity and profit shares in companies. So doing a lot of in the tech and the AI space now.
Yeah, it seems like equity is like the 9-figure play. I feel like that's how people are getting to 100 mil plus, taking equity in different companies.
Yeah, real estate equity.
Yeah,
for sure.
I just had Cody Sanchez on. She's doing that. Noah Kagan's doing that. Seems like a lot of people are going the equity route because you can scale quicker than just starting businesses on your own.
Yeah, totally.
Hormozy.
Yeah.
He's doing that with his fund.
And you had, I think, like Roland Frazier.
Yeah, Roland's doing that.
A bunch of people are.
The way he's doing it is insane, though. He's
so
spending
smart.
no money and getting equity in companies.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Genius.
Who are you consuming a lot of content from right now?
I mean, all those guys, right? And Justin Donald, lifestyle investor.
That's a good one.
Jeremy Miner.
Yeah.
Dude.
Jeremy's a beast.
Yeah. Sales is everything. So it's really learning how to communicate, tonality, like understanding people.
Yep.
That sort of thing. Lifelong skill that's going to help you wherever you go.
For sure. Any upcoming trips planned?
Yeah, well, I have another invitation to Antarctica.
Okay.
Might go, but yeah, probably go back to Asia for a bit. And then I'm doing this really cool experience in Monaco with like Lewis Hamilton and AMG.
Wow.
My friend who I met in Monaco a couple of years ago, she was married to the CFO of Mercedes.
Damn.
And it's got all the connects there. So
for F1.
Yeah. So
dude,
we're going to throw a crazy party on a yacht with all those guys. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You don't even drink though, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think F1 is probably the best networking sporting event I've ever been to.
Everyone's there.
Dude,
especially Monaco.
Oh yeah. Monaco and Abu Dhabi and all the countries out there, dude. Because they just had one in Vegas. It was my first one I ever went to.
Okay.
And I got a little taste of it, but I didn't even go to the paddock. So I messed up.
Yeah.
If you're in the paddocks, bro, oh my gosh, the people you're meeting there.
Yeah. So this is the paddock, and then staying on the yacht. I mean,
you'll make 7 figures
Carlton.
that week just from the people you meet.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's so nuts, dude. And you can offer them a good service, and that's the key, right? People try to go to these events and they can't offer anything, but you have a valuable service to offer.
Yeah.
So I think people need to develop that first, then go to events.
Yeah, definitely. Figuring out what you can do and offer to really help people. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, helping people out, man. Well, anything you want to promote or close off with?
Yeah, I mean, happy to connect with you guys. You can follow me on Instagram, Zach Vacay is my handle. Feel free to DM me if you need any travel tips or hacks. Assistagram company if you guys need any growth. But yeah, that's it, man.
Boom. We'll link it in the video. Thanks for coming on, man.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah. See you tomorrow, guys. Peace.